Milk can help you grow. Milk can't prevent your ride from blasting into space.
What's up, Fortnite fam? Welcome back to GC Last Chance. I'm trying to be cool because I'm really nervous and scared and stressed out. Classic me, huh? Anyway, welcome back. What an incredible game. We saw yet again. They won game 1. They won game 3. Visual and Threats off the high ground. Decide, you know what? We're trying to aim for consistency. There's 2 spots for the Global Championship seat. I want a spot on that bus. And rightfully so. They're earning that spot. Let's take a look at our leaderboard. I got a little sneak peek of this ahead of time. And obviously, there's a little bit of an outlier here. Classic Peterbot and Pollo. 236 points. What the heck? So, Kelly, what I'd like to do here, obviously, we know Peterbot and Pollo, they've already qualified. We know Agers and Venom have already qualified.
Oh, they have?
We know Visuals and Threats are looking to qualify, right? So, up those 5 placements, they're currently essentially in our top 2 right now.
I mean, yeah, currently, as far as teams looking to qualify, they are the first team to be able to make it into the Global Championships. And after that performance for game number 3, I would feel foolish to not feel confident that they are going to make their way in. However, it's the halfway point. If they're able to have this much success, then so is another team 3 games in as well. And there's definitely been some teams that we have to look to, like HCube has been performing really well. Another team that we just kind of seem to overlook for whatever reason, and Encrypted, a part of that duo there, and they just seem to be having a really good performance right now, Vivid.
Yep, without a doubt. So let's go ahead and see how comfortable Visuals and Threats are kind of looking on that leaderboard. Now, again, this is going to be a comparison of just exclusively non-qualified Global Championships teams. You can see Visuals and Threats up there with 158. Again, only 2 spots available with HQ and Encrypted, 2 points behind them. Those 2 duos are currently fighting for that qualification spot. But take a look at this. I mean, Chris and Allen not too far behind. So what have HQ and Encrypted been up to, right? How are they performing so well? I mean, 156 points. Kelly, it's just been all about consistently placing in the top 10. I mean, their match history goes 9th place, 5th place, and then another 9th place.
I'm interested to see how they're going to be able to hold this up, because I actually noticed right there at Zone 8 that they were below Storm Surge, and obviously it's such a big question mark on once these moving zones start. Are you going to be able to beat Storm Surge? Are you going to be able to forgo taking any damage while being able to actually take down some players? So that is definitely a big question mark. But another big question mark that I have right now is Yuz and Sharkman, currently in 4th place, just a few steps away from going into the Global Championships. And although they didn't have as good of a game that we saw in games number 2 and 1, I definitely think they're still well within contention, haven't lost that momentum yet.
What worries me about a duo like Yuz and Sharkman, though, when I was taking a look at how well they did in game number 2 when they got 3rd place second eliminations, I was like, let me go back and take a look at how they did in Major 2 finals. And, you know, they ended at 28th place, so it wasn't incredibly, anything to kind of note down about, but they were kind of contested. But the thing that scared me was that in those Major 2 finals, they really only had one game where they broke outside or inside of the top 10. They got a 2nd place with 5 eliminations. And them only being able to do that once, I was like, maybe they have already kind of expended that one good game that we kind of used to see out of the Sharkman already on the day. That 3rd game, they got 2nd or 22nd place right there. So they got to go ahead and pick it back up. But a team that did pick it up, Kelly, Javi and Aminish. Remember, we were kind of calling on these guys to potentially play for the Hive gun. We haven't seen that out of them so far, but in game number 3, a 2nd place with 8 eliminations.
Definitely starting to pick things up right here. Visuals and Threats. So maybe that's why we haven't necessarily seen them make that play yet. But Zeke, we got 3 more games to go. It's very possible that Javi is going to be pulling out something soon.
We got to, right? We're now at the halfway point of the competition. We need to start making some things happening. I'm even looking at, I guess, overall, like the overall leaderboard, 14th place, Moneymaker and F9, 84 points, right? We know all the way at the top, Visuals and Threats have 158. And then if we just keep going down, Chris and Aloe had 150, right? Like, there is still ground to make up. But this is a duo that I feel like can do that. We just need some really strong games in the latter half of this. Kelly, I gotta be real, when I look at the games they put up, a 23rd, a 12th, a 15th, I'm not gonna lie, I am a little bit worried.
I am worried, but also out of everyone that we're watching compete here today, Vivid, I am curious to who has a different strategy, a different plan in their back pocket, and I feel like if it's going to be any duo, it's going to be this duo right here.
I mean, listen, I'm going to make your mind to be in 14th place with 82 points and still have yet to break into the top 10. They just got to figure out one little thing to actually make a big enough adjustment to have an impact, kind of place them just a little bit better in some of these games, but only 3 left for them to do it. We'll have to see if they can figure it out.
Oh man, my stress levels are already rising. We are now at the halfway point of the... Here as well, mentally, that I think is going to make for a very interesting kind of midpoint of the tournament now.
Yeah, what can you do when things aren't necessarily going your way, or how can you hold on to it as Visuals and Threats do get contested this time around? They're able to at least take out one of those eliminations, and Threats actually not going to get both of them back to back. So typically we saw in game 1, they probably realize, hey, we want to win this entire thing. We probably need to get a little bit more aggressive, and it starts with winning our drop spot.
It's only getting better for them right now. You get to see it though with Cold and Ritual fight on their terms. I mean, they wrap it up pretty quickly. Meanwhile, Cold just kind of walks these two down, gets the 8-point swing. Last game they did make an end game. We saw how they at least got to.
In that regard, falling below the curve. You're kind of seeing everybody else, Chris and Aloe, just outside of that bubble, 6 points or so. That's these 2 eliminations. They'll push themselves into that top 2 spot in terms of qualifying for the globals. So Barney and Vertify have to be very, very careful here. I think for most of this game, they've been uncontested, they've been unbothered, so this one is definitely going to be a little bit of a surprise.